Hey guys, and welcome back to Battlefront Updates and another episode of Star Wars Battlefront Top 5 Plays, the series where I feature the best, funniest and weirdest clips in the community. As always, don't forget to get your entries in for this month's giveaway, as we're only about 1 week left until I will draw the next winner. And if you're interested in submitting a clip yourself, make sure to do so through the link in the description below. Clip submissions lately have been pretty low, which is understandable considering that a lot of people have lost interest in the game. So I hope if you have some good clips laying around, make sure to submit them, because my goal is to keep going on a weekly basis all the way up until the next game, at which point I will of course continue with Battlefront 2 clips. But now let's get straight into it. First off, we have a pretty simple clip from Ryan JT761. However, I thought it was so cinematic that I wanted to feature it anyways. He uses the ion neutralizer, which we don't really see being used a lot, to take down a cloud car that cinematically crashes straight into the head of the AT-AT. I was kind of expecting it to pull up, considering that the effect of the ion neutralizer is very short, but luckily for him it didn't. And if they have this weapon in the next game, they better add a kill bonus to whenever you disable someone and make them crash. Next up, we have a clip from the Clutch Snipes, and that name is very fitting because he does a cross-map cycle rifle to the head on the carrier in cargo. A very satisfying clip to watch. However, I doubt it helped much, because it looked like that enemy had a lot of teammates around him who could probably pick up that cargo and land it anyways, but it was a very impressive shot nevertheless. Moving on, we have a clip from CJ007NCO22, which basically sounds like a droid name or something. However, he gets a pretty impressive streak at Jakku trying to attack a capture point in Turning Point. He is using the TL-50, which we don't really see a lot of people using these days after they nerfed the secondary fire. However, he's being very effective with it, and I think he wipes out like 10 or 11 people in a matter of a minute, which ultimately helps his team capture this point and get one step closer to the win. At multiple times he's kind of overwhelmed with enemies, but still manages to survive and take most of them out, and I thought it was a pretty nice clip showing us how to play the objective properly.
Captured a control point.
On the second spot, we have a clip from Dave Rocks 123456, who gets a very simple yet sweet 6-man kill with Boba Fett's rocket. And every time I see these clips, I feel like maybe I should try out this hero, and then I pick it once, get 2 kills and die. But I think Hoth is a pretty good example of where Boba Fett is actually really good, especially considering you can just snipe people with your rocket across the map. But I'm sure some of you remember how OP that rocket was at the release. Luckily, it doesn't have that much of a lock-on right now. And lastly, at the honorable number 1 spot, we have a clip from this GMR, who I think have been featured on this series before. And he gets around 18 kills at the start of the game. He absolutely obliterates the enemy team with his EE3, and I'm not sure what the enemies are doing here. Many of them aren't even shooting back, and he can freely pick them off one by one with quite high intensity, so he doesn't have a lot of time to wait and aim for the next guy, but he just keeps shooting until he's pretty much killed every player in the enemy team about once. So a very well deserved spot to this GMR. But that brings this video to an end. As always, a big thank you to Elgato Gaming for sponsoring this series. If you're interested in their capture cards or any of their other streaming and recording products, make sure to check out the link in the description below and support the channel at the same time. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.